Welcome back to the Deep Dive. So often we find ourselves on this endless quest for happiness, don't we? We're chasing success or money, maybe perfect relationships, seeking validation from others, always thinking, if I just get that, then I'll finally be happy.
Yeah, that's a common trap.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because what if happiness isn't something out there to be chased at all?
Right.
What if it's not some far-off destination, but something we actually create every single day through our habits, our thoughts, our mindsets?
Exactly, like building it brick by brick.
Yeah, choosing kindness, gratitude, peace, presence.
Yeah.
Just in the everyday stuff.
And that's precisely the mission of our deep dive today. We're going to explore some really profound insights from an excerpt called 6 Habits for a Happier Life.
Okay.
This source lays out these incredibly simple, yet genuinely transformative habits. Things that can really shift your outlook on, well, yourself, your surroundings, your whole life, actually.
Simple but transformative. I like the sound of that.
And what's fascinating is that it's not talking about some massive life overhaul overnight.
Yeah.
No grand gestures needed.
Oh, okay.
It's more about a shift in approach. Tiny changes, really, but they promise a huge impact. Think of them like small course corrections on a long journey. They can totally change where you end up.
Okay, let's unpack this, because that sounds like something a lot of us could really use. The first habit it mentions is about practicing gratitude every day. Now, we've all heard about gratitude, probably. But sometimes, isn't it easy to just dismiss it as, I don't know, positive thinking? Like something fluffy you only do when things are perfect?
That's a really good point, and maybe a common misconception.
Does it actually make a real tangible difference beyond just feeling good for a second?
It absolutely does. The source really emphasizes that this kind of gratitude, it's way more than just a polite thank you. It's about genuinely, deeply appreciating what you already have. And this isn't just a feel-good thing. Research actually shows it can actively rewire your brain. It strengthens neural pathways linked to positive emotions, to reward.
Rewiring the brain. Seriously.
Yeah, it literally trains your mind to look for and register the good stuff. So you shift from focusing on what's missing, that scarcity mindset.
Which is so easy to fall into.
Right. Towards a mindset of abundance, seeing what's there. For instance, instead of grabbing your phone the second you wake up.
Guilty.
Yeah, most of us are.
Yeah.
It suggests just taking a moment, think of 3 specific things you're thankful for. Could be your health, maybe the sound of your kid laughing, or honestly, just the fact that you're breathing.
Simple things.
Exactly. And doing this consistently, it softens your heart, it can significantly reduce anxiety, and it builds this deeper sense of connection and contentment. It's surprising, but studies show it can even impact stress hormones like cortisol.
Wow. Okay.
And look, it doesn't mean you stop having goals or wanting things to improve. Not at all. But it encourages appreciating where you are right now while you work towards what's next. You can practice with journaling or just a quiet moment of reflection.
I can really see how that shift, that brain retraining you mentioned, could be huge. And it links nicely to the next habit, doesn't it? Because that connection to the now often starts first thing in the morning.
It really does.
Which brings us to habit number 2. Start your day with purpose and positivity. I know for me, and probably for many listening, that frantic morning rush is often the default setting. It's like the day just grabs you before you're even ready.
Oh, absolutely. That chaotic start often sets this reactive tone for the entire day, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you're constantly playing catch-up.
Exactly. Stressful.
So the source suggests that even just 15 minutes, that's it, 15 minutes of intentional time in the morning can completely flip that script.
15 minutes? That sounds manageable.
Totally. And this calm, intentional start, it doesn't just feel nicer. It actually primes your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain handling, planning, decision-making.
Ah, the executive function part.
Exactly. So it boosts your ability to handle problems calmly, makes you reactive to stressors, and helps you make choices that actually align with your values throughout the day. It's a shift from just, reacting to everything.
You're consciously shaping it.
Precisely. You put it perfectly. You're consciously shaping your day. Actionable examples could be anything, really. A short meditation, maybe some journaling, light stretching, or even just sitting quietly with some deep breaths. Setting an intention for the day. Positive affirmations, if that's your thing.
Doesn't have to be complicated then.
Not at all. The key isn't complexity, it's consistency. Just showing up for those few minutes each day. And over time, you'll likely find your days feel lighter, more meaningful. because you're not just surviving the day anymore. You're setting the stage, cultivating this mindset of strength and confidence right from the get-go.
Consciously shaping it. I really like that phrase. It feels, well, empowering. Now, this next habit, number 3, touches on something really interesting. A kind of modern paradox. We're supposedly more connected than ever, right? Screens, social media buzzing constantly. Yet, despite all these connections, studies show people are feeling lonelier than ever before. It's strange.
It is a huge paradox, isn't it?
So what's the source saying here? What's the key to finding real lasting happiness in our relationships beyond just the surface level stuff?
Well, what's great is the source tackles this head on. It states very clearly that real, deep happiness doesn't come from likes, shares, or how many followers you have. No surprise there, maybe, but it's worth saying.
Right. We know it deep down, but we still get caught up.
Exactly. It comes from genuine, meaningful human connection. Think about those moments.
Yeah.
A real face-to-face chat where you feel heard, laughing with someone over coffee, those deep talks where you could just be yourself.
Yeah, those are the things that stick with you.
Totally. So the habit here is to actively nurture these real relationships. And there's actually some interesting brain science here too. When we have these genuine interactions, our brains release oxytocin.
Ah, the love hormone.
That's the one. It fosters trust, bonding, that feeling of closeness, which is why quality time, really being present, putting the phone down, making eye contact, actively listening, showing empathy, feels so profoundly good and, well, necessary.
Putting the phone down, that's a big one.
Huge. This source urges you. Spend real quality time with family. Call a friend just to chat and really listen. Build that circle of people who genuinely uplift you. Kind of like cultivating your own positive social environment.
And letting go of the draining ones.
Yes, definitely. It also stresses letting go of those toxic relationships that just drain your energy. Ultimately, it reinforces that true, lasting joy really comes from love, connection, belonging, things that no amount of material success can ever truly replace.
That's such a powerful reminder of what truly matters. And knowing the science, the oxytocin bit, makes it even more compelling. Which flows nicely into habit 4, move your body, feed your soul. We hear so much about exercise for physical reasons, looking good, weight loss, but this sounds like it's going deeper, connecting physical health directly to mental and emotional well-being. It's about feeling good, inside out.
Absolutely. Feeling good is the core of it. The source explains that physical movement, even just a little bit each day, is an incredibly powerful tool for your mood.
How so?
Well, when you move, your body releases endorphins. These are like natural mood elevators. They reduce pain perception, but also create feelings of, well, euphoria sometimes, and definitely calm.
Like nature's own antidepressant.
Kind of, yeah. It's like your internal pharmacy. It significantly improves mood, reduces anxiety, even helps you sleep better.
Yep.
You don't need to become a marathon runner.
That's to know.
Totally accessible things work wonders.
Yeah.
A walk outside, especially in nature, dance around your living room, some simple stretching, yoga, whatever feels good to you.
Okay.
But it also extends beyond just moving. It talks about nourishing your body with food that gives you real strength and energy, not just a temporary sugar high. And this is crucial. It adds the element of feeding your soul.
Feeding your soul, what does that look like?
It means intentionally making time for things that make your heart happy, things that get you into that flow state where you lose track of time because you're so engaged.
Oh, okay. Like hobbies.
Exactly. Reading inspiring books, listening to music that moves you, spending quiet time in nature, engaging in creative hobbies, whatever genuinely nourishes your inner world. It highlights that happiness isn't just about external stuff. It's deeply linked to taking care of your whole self, mind, body, and soul. When you tend to all three, that's when you get that sort of inner glow.
An inner glow. I like that. It makes total sense that it comes from that holistic approach. Okay, on to habit 5. And this is one I think many of us find really challenging. It sounds simple, but it's hard. Let go of what you can't control.
Oh, yes. This one is huge.
The source acknowledges that so much unhappiness comes from worrying about things totally outside our power, right? What other people think, mistakes we made in the past, the unknown future, other people's choices.
It's a massive energy drain, all that worry. And this habit, learning to let go, it's presented as basically the secret sauce for inner peace. It echoes a lot of ancient wisdom, like stoicism, differentiating what's in your control versus what isn't.
Right. Focus on your own actions.
Exactly. The source suggests actively releasing your grip on those external things. The need for everything to be perfect, trying to please absolutely everyone, holding on to regrets, insisting life must go exactly according to your plan. When you release that, you reclaim so much mental and emotional energy.
So where do you redirect that energy?
Towards what you can actually control. Your thoughts, your actions, how you respond to things, the effort you put in, the boundaries you set. The moment you stop fighting the uncontrollable, the source argues, that's when you find real freedom. Life just feels lighter.
Lighter, that sounds appealing.
It's about accepting life as it is, not constantly wishing it were different. This isn't about passive resignation, giving up. It's more like surrendering with faith and wisdom, trusting that maybe those unexpected detours will lead somewhere better, that sometimes losing something makes space for what you truly need.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Am I holding on to things I just can't change?
It's a powerful question to ask yourself, for sure.
Okay, finally, habit number 6. And this one feels like it ties everything together beautifully. Be kind to yourself and others. We often think of kindness as something directed outward, but this highlights the importance, maybe the primacy of self-kindness. We can be so hard on ourselves.
Oh, incredibly hard. And the source really stresses this. True, sustainable happiness really begins with treating yourself with love and compassion. It's foundational.
Why is that so important as a starting point?
Well, think about the contrast. So many of us have this harsh inner critic, saying things to ourselves we'd never dream of saying to a friend or loved one. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook for everything. It's about offering yourself the same understanding and support you'd give someone else.
Which probably makes you more resilient, right?
Exactly. It builds inner strength. When you can forgive your own mistakes, encourage yourself when things get tough, speak to yourself kindly, you can face challenges without crumbling under self-blame. The advice is very practical. Forgive yourself, cheer yourself on, talk to yourself gently like you would a child you care about.
And then extend that outward.
Precisely. Once you cultivate that inner kindness, it naturally flows outward. Simple things, genuinely complimenting a stranger, offering help when you see a need, even just smiling more. The source talks about the ripple effect of kindness.
Like paying it forward.
Yes, and there's even science behind it. This idea of emotional contagion. Your positive energy, your acts of kindness, they can literally influence others' moods and behaviors. It brightens the world around you bit by bit and makes your own life feel richer and more meaningful. It concludes with this really poignant thought about what truly matters in the end.
Yeah.
It's about how much love you gave, how gently you lived your life, and the depth of your impact on other people's lives.
Wow. That puts it all in perspective.
Yeah.
So wrapping this all up, it sounds like the big message is that happiness isn't really about achieving some kind of perfect, flawless life.
Not at all.
But more about cultivating a peaceful one. And the really hopeful part is it doesn't seem to require huge, dramatic changes or lots of money.
Precisely. It really all begins with these simple, accessible habits we've talked about. Yeah. Gratitude, starting the day with purpose, nurturing real connections, moving your body and soul, letting go of control, and practicing kindness. Doing them daily with awareness and intention.
They sound ordinary, maybe, but the impact seems anything but.
They might seem ordinary on the surface, but practice consistently. As we've discussed, their impact is profoundly powerful. They're like those small adjustments on the steering wheel that guide your entire journey.
So if you want a happier tomorrow, the takeaway is pretty clear. Start today. Start small, stay consistent.
Consistency is key.
And just watch how things start to shift inside and out.
Because happiness isn't really out there waiting for you to find it. It's already inside you waiting to be awakened.